Welcome back to Winning Law. I'm attorney David Nguyen with offices in Houston, Texas. And today I want to take a minute to explain why our office, or why I, do not provide standard quotes for cases involving the form I-751, Petition to remove conditions on residence. So if you are a foreign national and you have a 2-year conditional green card, this means that you will have to file the form I-751 before your 2-year green card expires. At our office, we don't just give individuals random numbers when they call in and ask for a quote. Instead, what we do is we have to analyze a case to determine how much work is required before we give them a flat fee or standard quote. So today, I'm going to cover 10 things that our firm will ask about in making the decision on how much work is actually required for an I-751 petition. The first thing that we look at is where the individual is living. If the individual has moved since receiving the green card, we usually ask, have you filed a change of address form? And if that individual has informed us that they've moved several times, never filed a change of address form, this is a red flag that you're going to have issues when filing your I-751 petition. Remember, if you are a foreign national, even a green card holder, if you're not a U.S. citizen, by law, you should notify the government within 10 days of your move. The second thing that I look at is travel history. If the foreign national has traveled after receiving the conditional green card, I want to make sure that there's no issues with the travel. Let me give you a very good example. If a person entered the United States and applied for asylum, claiming that they fear persecution in their home country, after filing for asylum, they meet their spouse and they receive a marriage-based conditional green card. Now, if that individual traveled outside of the country and into their home country, the place where they sought asylum from, this may lead to issues on the I-751 petition because the government is going to wonder whether or not that individual submitted a fraudulent asylum application. So there are a lot of details involved in making sure that the I-751 will not have issues when there is a travel history involved. The third thing that we will ask about is work history. If one party works out of the city, out of the state, this could also lead to problems with the I-751 and the government not believing that this couple is really, truly together. The fourth thing that we ask about is children. If the couple is of childbearing age, the government is going to expect there to be children. If there are no children involved, there may be issues with the I-751 filing. The fourth thing that we ask about is joint home ownership. If the couple has not purchased a home together, I know that buying a home takes a lot of years, is very expensive, but this is or could be a red flag for immigration purposes on why the couple continues living in an apartment and not a house. The sixth thing that we would ask about is separation. If the couple ever separated during the course of their marriage after the foreign national receives a green card, this may be an issue for I-751 purposes. The seventh thing that we'll ask about is whether or not the couple is actually residing together or how close they're residing together. So if they're in a long distance relationship, this can also pose a problem for the I-751. The eighth thing that we look at is criminal history. Whether or not that be the foreign national committing a crime or the U.S. citizen or green card holder committing the crime, it may have an impact on the entire case. So if there is a criminal history in place, we would have to ask a million questions to make sure that it's not going to impact the immigration case. The ninth thing that we would ask about is whether or not the couple is still married. If the couple is no longer married, you can still file the I-751 petition, but there are additional steps that you have to overcome. So again, if the couple is no longer married or if the couple is separated, it's going to change the amount of work required for that particular case. And finally, we ask about the proofs that the couple intends to submit with their I-751 petition. So when a person receives the initial green card, usually it's easier and there's an interview involved. However, with the I-751 filing, there is usually no interview involved. This means that if you submit documents and the government believes that it is insufficient, you're not going to be able to just meet with them and plead your case. It's not the same as before. Again, with the I-751 petition, Now that you're married for a longer period of time, the government is going to expect more things. So if you have not filed joint taxes together, you have no children together, you have no joint lease together, you haven't purchased property together, you don't have joint health insurance or medical plans, these are all things that can lead to your case being denied. So for these reasons, we do not provide set fees without speaking with an individual carefully. That way we can make a determination on how hard or how much work is required for their I-751 filing. Again, thank you for watching Winning Law. I'm attorney David Nguyen, and we hope that we have made immigration easier to understand.
At David Nguyen's Law Office, we are here to help you. We bring families together through immigration. And on the other hand, we help you find solutions. All your legal needs in the hands of people who care, who are there for you. We'll take care of your loved ones at the law office of David Nguyen.